today, when our Chief Minister goes in front of a camera and announces that he's going to build the world's largest lift irrigation project in a span of 5 years, not many people actually believed it. Normally in India, the practice has been, that a Chief Minister launches a project, especially if it's an irrigation project, you will at least need another 4 or 5 Chief Ministers to complete it and then eventually commission it. But here's a Chief Minister who's come out and said, I'm going to be completing this project, which is going to cost us about 1 lakh crore, and I'll complete it in a breakneck speed of 5 years. Not many people bought it. Today, I'm standing here proud, and you can open your Google browser and you can actually type in, key in and check. The world's largest lift irrigation project today is not in any other country or any other state, but it is in Telangana. It is actually right here in our own country. It's Kaleshwaram. So infrastructure has been an absolute priority for us. I remember this very famous saying of John F. Kennedy, where he said, a lot of people, when we go to America or when we go to the West, we're very impressed with the highway infrastructure. We're very impressed with the infrastructure in general. I remember that saying very, very clearly and very, very vividly. John F. Kennedy said, a lot of people think America has good infrastructure because it is rich, but America is rich because it has good infrastructure. So it is imperative for all of us, for state governments, for central government to realize that we need to continue to invest in infrastructure. It could be power, it could be water, it could be roads, it could be ports, it could be anything, any form of infrastructure. It could be T-hub, it could be industrial infrastructure, it could be any physical or digital infrastructure. It's imperative that India has to get it right to be able to move on to the next level. The third thing I told Prime Minister was that we need to be inclusive. We cannot leave out any section of the society. It could be a Muslim, it could be a Hindu, it could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be a transgender. No matter who you are, where you come from, it could be a person from a rural area, a small town, or it could be a person from America who's just come back. We need to be able to actually create a level playing field where we provide opportunities to each and every one of them. Unless we do that, unless we stop discriminating our own people based on their religion, sex, caste, whatever nonsense that divides us, unless we raise above that petty nonsense, we'll not be able to become a powerful country. He may have liked it, he may not have liked it, I don't care. But the fact is, I spoke my mind, I told him for what it is. But that isn't the only mantra I believe in. When I walked in here, I was thinking about what Ramesh was saying, what other colleagues who walked up to me and greeted me said. The other piece that people always talk about, the world over the next 1 decade, 2 decades, if you look, if you look at any articles, if you look at any YouTube stories, or if you look at, if you hear any talks, or if you hear any podcasts, you would see that everybody's talking about digitization, everybody's talking about decarbonization. I'm glad you're talking about democratization also. Once in a while, it's also good to hear that. And decentralization. Unless we focus on these 4 Ds as well, digitize as much as you can, because during COVID, we all realized the power of digital infra. The world as we knew it, the world as it functions, as we knew how it would function normally and how quickly it got disrupted, yet Hyderabad and India stood up to the challenge of what was thrown at us. And I'm delighted that none of us, not a single enterprise, not a single individual actually, has let down his institution. We have not let down any of our global clients in terms of service level agreements. In fact, if anything, we went to their rescue. We came to their rescue. Some of them who couldn't operate in the US or in the West, we actually were able to elevate our game, and we were able to support many other functions as well during the time of COVID. So I believe very strongly that the road ahead is one where we need to collaborate, we need to connect, and we need to synthesize something truly beautiful. Because we have the banking sector here, we have the financial services sector here, we also have the insurance companies here. In fact, Ramesh hasn't mentioned, but Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, the IRDA, is headquartered in Hyderabad. We need to latch on to more of these opportunities, because together, I'm sure there's a lot more we can do. One of the things I would like to suggest from the government